Coming up is a coaching call where I discuss how to market a paid app using ASO, a pay to free campaign, and Apple search ads. It's the same advice I gave a friend who ended up 10xing his revenue using this exact strategy. Stay tuned.
Okay. All right, Paul. So tell me what you're working on.
Right, my application is called the C-SWOT app. It's on the iOS platform on the Apple Store, and it's basically a mix up of the balance scorecard system and the SWOT analysis system. So what it does is that it allows you to compare options, could be in business, could be in your personal life, could be any subject at all, to compare them qualitatively and quantitatively. So you've got the option of picking criteria that are built into the app or defining your own criteria, and then you can give it certain score based on the importance or non-importance thereof of those criteria to your objective. At the end of the assessment, you would have a visual graphic that shows you which one has more strengths, which one has more weakness, which one gives you more opportunity, or which one gives you more strength. And you can email that result in PDF format to yourself, or you could print it out. And there's also the website as well, swotcompare.com, where you can do the same analysis pretty much. And it's a new breakthrough application, I believe, and it gives you not just figures, it also gives you qualitative criteria in terms of information analysis to compare your options in whatever aspect of life you want to do so.
So it's called C-SWOT.
Yes,
SWOT. Okay. So it's a
yes,
$4 app.
yes.
Okay. I like it. And what do you think people will be searching for, Paul? Just SWOT analysis?
That's one of the things they'll be looking for, or they could be looking for balanced scorecard.
Balance call card?
Yes,
Scorecard.
balanced scorecard.
Balance scorecard.
Yeah, the balanced scorecard is actually popular in organizations or business advisories
Okay.
where you're trying to define multiple criteria and having a scoring system to try and check where you're doing well, where you're not doing so well. And I thought about why don't we mix the two theories of balanced scorecard and SWOT analysis. And so I came up with a comparative SWOT analysis, which mixes up the philosophy of balanced scorecard
Yep.
and SWOT analysis.
Okay. Are there any specific questions that you want to get into?
Yes, so how best do you think I should be marketing this application?
Okay. That's perfect. And where are you from? Just for the podcast
Originally,
side.
I'm from okay, I'm originally from Nigeria, but currently hold a British passport.
Uh-huh. And you're calling me from a country that I
I'm
just
calling
discovered.
Oman.
Oh man. Yeah, I love it. Okay. Okay. All right, so Paul, a couple different things. I love paid apps because I think what you can do with paid apps is use Apple search ads. So I have a friend of mine who I gave him the same advice, right? There's a couple of I'll give him you the same advice I gave him beginning of the year. And what he's been able to accomplish, Paul, is 10x his app revenues because he's a paid app based on these strategies. All right. So essentially, you know exactly what the keywords you're going after, right? SWOT
Mhm.
analysis, balance card. Hold on, I wrote it down. Balance scorecard and SWOT, right? Or
Mhm.
SWOT analysis. So I'm going to do a quick
Yeah.
search on the Apple Store right now. So I see SWOT analysis. I see SWOT canvas. You see this? What I'm doing right now? I just put into the App Store. I went to search and I put in SWOT, SWOT, and I looked at what Apple was auto suggesting. You see that?
Okay.
So now I see SWOT Canvas, Swatch, which I don't know what that is, SWOT C, which might be another app. No, it's a game.
Mhm.
It's SWOT Analysis, SWOT
Mhm.
Poker, But SWOT Analysis and SWOT Canvas are two words that come up
Mhm.
frequently, right? So
Okay.
those are keywords that you want, right? So what I might do if I were you, what's the C? What's the C from the C SWOT come from?
Comparative.
Okay. So if you don't need it, I might just get rid of it. Okay? Because you want to do is optimize your app name for SWOT, SWOT. And so SWOT, hey, I'm going to put this into, just because it's easier, I'm going to put it into a tool that, have you heard of Sensor Tower?
No.
Okay, so Sensor Tower is a great ASO tool. Mobile Action is actually my preferred choice too, but either one would work for you in this case. But like pick one, and you can still go on a free trial for these guys if you're on a budget. And
Hmm?
so SWOT Canvas and then SWOT Analysis. And I'm going to throw these keywords in here for you. Here, I should record the screen, but oh well. I'll just try to dictate this as well. And I'm going to share my screen with you. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to move your beautiful face down here so you don't see yourself. And then put you down here. Okay. So here's what I'm seeing. There's not a lot of volume for SWOT. So maybe people aren't searching for those particular terms. What else could people be searching for if they wanted to? Like decision making, maybe?
Probably, yeah. Decision making, performance analysis.
Okay. I like this because you're not consumer, you're more B2B, right? Type of thing. Like business. A business person would use this.
Yes.
So performance, so that's good. So performance matters is one that comes up when I put for performance review, maybe
Hmm?
performance analysis.
Analysis.
Okay, so I'm going to throw all those keywords in there. Again, not huge amounts of volume, so it's a little scary in that regard. But you're number 2 for SWOT right now, so that's good. So what I would
Okay.
do is, yeah, your SWOT canvas, because you're so niche, and there's obviously not a huge lot of volume on that. Is run apples right now. Here's exactly what I would do. I would try to get you to number 1 as much as possible, so that way you can then use. So what you can do is repeat certain things. So it could be C SWOT. You're already number 2, so I wouldn't change it too much. But C SWOT, SWOT analysis is your complete app name, for example, right?
Okay.
And then in your subtitle, just based on the data that I'm seeing, you're just going to put performance matters. Like performance review, and performance matters, use SWOT for performance matters, things like that, right? Use
Okay.
SWOT Canvas for performance matters, something like that, right? Because you want that keyword in there, and because you're duplicating SWOT twice, you're going to rank really well for it. You're already number 2, so you're not doing too shabby. That's what I would do
Okay.
to optimize the app name. And
Okay.
then what I would do too is make it free for a couple of days, or buy your friends a beer, because you need some reviews. Right now you don't have that many, right? So you need a few. Just you need at least 5 for Apple to show average review count. Right now you only have 2 as of this recording. So that's what I would do too, is either make it free and then beg your friends for reviews. If your target market's the US, beg them like, hey, I'll buy you a beer next time I see you, blah blah blah, whatever you can do, get them to leave some reviews, right? Once you have some
Yeah.
reviews, what you can actually do is run a pay to free campaign. Now, I just ran this for a client of mine where his was a $11, $12 app, Paul, and we ran it. So we made it free for a couple of days. We got press for it on a site called App Advice, and you can also
Okay.
pitch the people at BGR, Boy Genius Report, BGR.com. And what we did was we drove about 30,000 downloads. Now this was a voice translator app. So you talk into the app and then it'll translate for you in any language that you want. And so we did about
Wow.
33,000 downloads for this app. And then we only made it free for one day. The next day we turned it back to paid, and we drove an additional $1,000 of revenue
Wow. Wow.
just by making it free. So what I would do, because you're already $4 app, you're considered premium in my eye, I would just keep it at that. But to run this campaign successfully, you do need some reviews. BGR doesn't care as much, but App Advice does care that you have some average reviews. So that's why I say do some reviews. Now, you're going to get a ton of downloads for this. Hopefully, I mean, the translator app is more generic. Yours is probably not as generic as this, as the other one. So maybe you'll do like 1,000 or 2,000 downloads, and maybe you'll make a few $100s from the app. But what that gives you too is people will start leaving reviews for you too, right? So now you're like, oh, okay, I get some users who got it for free, but they're going to leave me reviews. Great. Maybe if you're a developer, Paul, then use the the iOS review kit. I don't know what it's called because I'm not geeky like you guys, but makes it easier for me to leave reviews for you. I might have that in there because it does help you get more reviews. And then now, since you have the reviews and you're a paid app, Paul, I would then run Apple search ads so that when, although there's not a lot of volume for this, when people do search for balanced scorecard or performance matters or SWOT, you say, hey, this is the app. You're pretty much dominating, and because you're paid, you know exactly how much you can pay. And that's what he did,
Mm.
because he
Yeah.
knows, my friend knows how much he can pay, because yours is a $4 app. Take Apple's cut from it. You're like, okay, probably can pay $2 per goal, right? And then you can start playing around with Apple search ads, and you can literally print money. And that's exactly what he did. He optimized his app name to get a little bit better rank, and then he started running search ads, and he went from, I don't think he'll mind me saying this, but like, let's just say 1,000 to 2,000 a month to like 5 figures a month just doing search ads alone.
Yeah, that's good.
Any questions based off of that?
Well, it sounds like a lot to take in. So from
It's
all I've
recorded.
gathered now, okay, make the app free for some time. Yeah,
Yep.
and optimize the app name as well, and contact some website that can publicize the paid to free
hmm
schedule, and also the paid to free website you talked about, is that the same as the BGR website?
Yes. So I'll,
Okay,
I'll include the
so I need
links
to.
to you. I'll send you some links
Okay,
because I wrote an article
fine.
about how to run this campaign, the pay to free campaign. So I'll include that link to you.
Oh, cool, Steve. Thanks.
Yeah.
So I don't have to crack my brain to remember all this.
No, and this is recorded, so it's even better for you too.
Great.
Cool. Any other questions, Paul?
How about for the website? We haven't talked about the marketing for the website itself.
So the website itself, I'm not a website person, right? Like I don't know SEO. The way I can only tell you how I built my stuff, and it's all through content marketing. It's just, and it took really. I'm 4 years in. You're talking to me 4 years in. You just probably Googled something and found out about me, right? So
Yeah.
all I can tell you is my strategy for my business was create good content, and that actionable content that people can use, and then hopefully build up enough brand equity that 4 years later, Paul, that you know about me. So like it took a long while to get this. If you want to just get, how are you monetizing this on the web?
There's a subscription button as well on the websites.
Okay. Then I would just, again, I would either run Facebook ads targeting different
Mm-hmm.
companies that you think would benefit from this, right? And probably target around the same time that they're going to do performance reviews. So maybe that's end of the year. Maybe
Yeah,
when they do performance reviews, that's when you start
yeah.
paying into them. So that's what I might start looking at is Facebook ads, because you can really mess with the targeting. And then also think about AdWords, just like what we talked about search ads. I think the same thing could make sense for you on an AdWords basis. Because you're so specific and you're such a niche, you can really target. There's only a few keywords that you're going after, anyways. So it's not huge. You don't have to build out this, like, for me, it's like app marketing, so kind of like huge in a way. But yours is like, hey, SWOT, like that's all I want. Right? If I only did ASO, it might make it easier for me to rank for certain keywords. But I do much more. I do a broad spectrum of app marketing. So that Facebook ads and then Google ads are things that I might consider for that. And Facebook ads
Uh,
just target certain employees of different companies. That makes sense for you.
What do you think about LinkedIn?
LinkedIn, I haven't heard things working that well on LinkedIn. We've tried it when I was at a startup in San Francisco, and it just didn't work as well. What I might do with LinkedIn is maybe create content, right? Like, hey, here's how you perform a SWOT analysis, or whatever the questions that you think people are curious about with what you provide. Create content out of it and post it into different groups. And that's my way
Uh,
of hacking it. And that's how I've been able to. People found me through like different LinkedIn groups because I just create good content and I just post it into these groups. And so that's what I might explore with that if you're on a budget.
okay. Yeah, exactly. Because it's pricey as well.
Yeah, it gets pricey. That's why I like Facebook because everybody's on Facebook, right? And I can
Yeah.
target really specifically to certain companies. If I'm on a budget, I might also look at Facebook groups of people who talk about
Okay.
this, whether it's HR managers, whoever your target audience is, look into the different groups. And then again, create good content around that group rather than just say, hey guys, I've got this, product. We'd love for you to check it out, blah, blah, blah. People do that all the time and nobody looks at it. But you'd be like, hey, if you've ever thought about running a SWOT analysis on your performance reviews, I've created this great guide on how do you do that. And then they're more curious about finding that out.
Okay. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah. So anything else you want to cover?
Nothing else for now. I'll go give it some thoughts and try and put the thoughts into action as well.
Okay. Well, I'll send you this recording after our call. And then if the people do want to follow you, the website is SWOT Compare. I'm going to link that up into the show notes, swotcompare.com. But if they want to say thanks or kind of follow up with you, Paul, you want to send them anywhere else?
There is also a contact us link in there as well on the website.
Awesome.
There
So
you go.
they can reach out that way. All right, Paul. Well, thank you so much for letting me record this. I really appreciate it. And thanks for reaching out to me.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.